Ashe, greetings. A grand rising, a grand day to you all once again, my fellow natural, native, earthly humans. And especially you, all my fellow fun, oldies but goodies, and truth lovers. You don't know, it is yours truly, I, the Mystic P, along with my companion. Yes, this is my old bass guitar. And if you listen very carefully, yes, you'll hear in the background my chirping bird sounds so beautifully, so melodiously, so therapeutically, so soothingly. Listen, what if I could play like how the birds can sing naturally? Now, in one of my most recent videos, I'm titled The Mystic P is Back. The Mystic P's first Wheel and Come Again video. Yes, you may after being striked or stricken, whichever is correct, by the gods, YouTube, and the protesters. Yes, my first video, I pointed out the fact that from I The Mystic Philosopher's perspective, this, our planet, and our Mother Earth, and the minds, and now I will even hasten to add the bodies of the people are currently under a curse. Stay tuned, I will be explaining and sharing my perspective on curses. You know, here, stay tuned. Yes, under a curse, under a bad omen, an evil spell of blackness, darkness, madness, insanity, and sadness. The evidence of which, or the consequence, or the evident consequences, and the manifestations of all this are the chaos that we are now seeing. Chaos and confusion among peoples and nations. Hatred, envy, jealousy, pride, selfishness, greed, mistrust, guilt, wars, sickness, and unhappiness. And that is just to name a few. You can add to the rest. All as a result of the curse. Yes. Now, for those of us that are in the know and are paying close attention to all that is happening, we will admit, and we must have to admit, that everyone is on edge. Everyone, every people are easily offended by almost anything we say, and any and everything that we say or do these days, people are offended by it, one way or the other. And regardless of our motives, people are still, because they are on the edge, and as a result, from I The Mystic P perspective, because of the aforementioned curse, or curses, bad omen. And as my late mom, who is now resting in the arms of the ancestors, would say, everyone seems to be walking on eggshell these days. The truth be told, you can't even sincerely compliment someone these days, or even correct, let alone correct someone these days, without the fear of being accused of being intrusive, of violating their space or their spaces, or even of harassing them, of harassment. You can't even have a compliment without these fears these days, etc., etc. You don't know. Now, the question that I have been asked regularly is this: Mystic P, how are we to survive all these upheavals? How can we find peace and happiness in such a dark and dismal world? And how comes in the midst of all that is going on, you always have such a positive attitude towards life and people in general? Most people, not all. You are always upbeat. You're always liveling up yourself and greeting the world and almost everyone you meet with a genuine or a genuine smile and a gesture of goodwill. When I do like this, it's a gesture of goodwill. Should I shake your hand? A gesture of goodwill. How comes? And my quick and short answer to them and to those questions is desiderata. Listen to that word. Desiderata. 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 Coupled with I The Mystic Philosopher's own life's philosophies and intention. And I always suggest and recommend to them, as I will now suggest and recommend to you all, my listeners and watchers, that if they have never heard, or if you have never heard of desiderata, I just spell it for you, that they please, or that you please Google it. Right now, Google it. And that they go on YouTube, or you go on YouTube right now and listen to it being read there by some very talented people who can really have the real voice, poetic voice. Just go listen to it. The song and the music, Desiderata, right now on YouTube. And also that they, and as I have always said to you, that you also get yourself a copy. Get yourself a hard copy and read it. Read it and practice it daily. And as requested by some of you, and in response to the suggestion that I was given by one of you, my listeners, starting tomorrow, if I am gifted with another day, remember tomorrow is promised to no one, don't fool yourself, and a day and one in which I continue to experience in full joy, good health, that's also very important. I will begin to share with you I The Mystic Philosopher's perspective, analysis, and interpretation of desiderata, aka another perspective and interpretation of desiderata by yours truly, I, The Mystic Philosopher. So please stay tuned. And in the meantime and between time, lively up yourself. Full joy and be more and more and much, much more. And definitely not less, aka bless. For I am the Mystic Philosopher. Ashe, 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 I say.